Hello, lovies. How are you? Welcome to our Friday edition of Black Girls in Web3. I'm one of your hosts, Ms. ELRUBY, also known as of course, the crypto queen of Harlem in the house. And I'm here with my sisters in the house, Miss Dazzle D, and awesome salty coffee. I love it. I just
Hi.
your name.
What's going
Dazzle, you
on?
with us,
Happy
baby?
Friday.
You ready with us? You ready with us, baby? She getting ready.
Bless you.
Blessings. That's what I love.
She's
Blessings,
there.
sister. All right. So today is some good old fashioned black girl magic talk. Today we in that space right now. We all in the black girl magic today. All
Yep.
right.
I am definitely.
All
It's
right.
Friday.
Yes. Dazzle, you in with your black girl magic? Oh, sucky. She just put the mic on, y'all. All right. So with this being said, we're going to be talking about some great things that's going on, some cool, fun conversation. It was so interesting. It's interesting how we come up with some of these shows right off the cuff, just making ourselves laugh. So we're going to have a good time and share some of our girl talk with you. Some things that are going on, out in literally out in Daz. I hope you're going to give us the lowdown of what's going down out there where you
Tonight.
at. Yes, what's happening right now where you're at, because we got some cool stuff going on. I got an invitation, so like right after the show, I got a party to go to online, and I'm loving that. I like that. If I don't want to leave my house, I could just party at home and be chilling with myself. You know what I'm saying? All
Never
right.
know who you're gonna meet.
Seriously. So what I wanted to do, I wanted to share a little bit. So instead of talking about it, I want to share a little bit about what I did this last couple of days. I got invited to a graduation of a sort, something a little different than what most people are accustomed to. This is about a woman in organization, something that benefits us all, and heroes where you find them. So I would love to share with you. You guys are good with that? Can I share the video? All right, so cool. And if for anyone who either gets triggered or emotional, I let you know, let it out. If you need to reach out to us and you need a resource, we got it. Y'all hit us up on P2G networks.com because we got you. Okay. We have resources for everything. We want you to know that you matter. And if you need a phone number for a resource, we got that too, because it's about family here. Let's go. All right. So I'm going to introduce this person before we get started, to let you know that this happens to be Stephanie McGraw. She is the founder and creator and one of the main leaders of We All Really Matter, WARM. And she's going to tell you what she's been up to for the last few years.
Do you know what today is? It's your celebration. And so we are here today to celebrate you all. We are just so excited you're here. Just get up and give yourself a round of applause. Get up and give yourself a round of applause. We are our own master. We are our own pony. We are our own voice. We create the life that we want for ourselves today. And you all did it. You walked the walk, you talked the talk. You came every Monday for 6 months. Every Monday you showed up. You all became sister, community. You all began to listen to a story. It became a show that this is what WARM is all about. It's about creating a new community for ourselves. Because we're no longer victims. We're not calling ourselves victims. We are victorious, and we are not victims, but we are survivors and thrivers. And that's what you are. You came every week for PTSD and trauma. You did it for 8 weeks. You came and you dealt with the hard questions, the hard reality. You shared the truth. Because you only sit in the secret. Okay? And you know how painful it is to be showing up every week and telling somebody, and get help. Tell your truth so you can get help with the truth. I don't want to be here for 5 years talking about, let me tell you what happened to me, and it was a lie. And y'all came and told the truth. It's absolutely gorgeous. Good morning, gorgeous. And then he turned around and said, all right. And for 12 weeks, you all came to interrupt for our change. Y'all showed up for 12 weeks and did that love shouldn't hurt. The characteristics of white people, the devastating effects on abuse on you all, we all, because your children is our children. There's no big eyes and little U's, and that's your issue. If it happens to you, it happens to me. And this is what you all did for 12 weeks. You came to that. You showed up every on the, what we call the Hollywood squares. Y'all was on them Zoom. I was even coming there getting hit off. I was like, damn. These women ain't joking. Y'all came in, y'all did the work. So we celebrate you. We got so much for you. What y'all going on with? I showed it Chief Green. He's like, damn, they get kicked up. Okay. Y'all have no idea what y'all get because it's all in the other room. You know, so I'm just trying to give you a little bit and just like, but I don't have to do that because y'all showing up, but you're gonna stay because you want to live. You want to experience. Y'all want the whole experience. It's not like half. Y'all want the whole experience of what the Creator has for every single last one of us. It is beyond anything you could ever imagine. I'm living proof of that. From my story came the glory. From my pain came greatness. And every single last one of you in here came up and shared the story and talked about it. I am such a better woman because of you. Because of you, I'm changed. Because of you, I walk different too, because I am always healing. I don't just got this. Okay? I am always healing, but it's because of you all that you showed up, and it made Adrian show up every week. Our fabulous facilitator, stand up, Adrian. It made Zamarai. I know it's still a few have to go, so I'm going to call up on this. Chief Green's going to come up real quick, say a couple of words, Chief Green. Chief, call out you want to, Chief? Okay. Yeah, because, you know, you insist.
Yeah, all right.
Who supports women, who is a woman, who is in our community, who is doing the work in this space.
Yes.
To make it different for you all. This is behind the scenes, you know. She believed in war. She went to Albany and fought to get funding to this agency. So we can do this because of this woman here.
All right.
That's not very quickly. It's all clear. And I introduce Senator Philadelphia.
Yes.
Listen, good evening, everyone. I'm here to congratulate all of you. And really, I just want to say something about Stephanie. You know, it's because of her I can do the work that I do.
Come on now.
Because of you, we are all working. And I'm happy. I'm in Albany most of the time. I just came down from Albany. I'm there from January to June, most of the weeks. And I don't go back up until January now, so I get to come into the community and see the results of the policies we make, of the funding we allocate, of what we fight for. But when I'm not here, it's people like Stephanie. I have partners on the ground who are making sure that the work gets in, that the dollars go where they're supposed to be, that the policy is being shaped around you and what's happening with you. And for me, I see all my sisters in here today. I thank God that you did what you did, because you didn't just do it for me. I mean, for you, you did it for me. Because when you're well and when you're better, you make families better. And when my families are better,
That's right.
my community is better. And when my community is better, we're all better.
Come on.
So what you is no small feat. One of the most difficult things to do is to assess, evaluate, and correct yourself. It's so easy to say what's happening somewhere else. Well, it was me, what she should have did was. And I don't know why she, and I don't know why he. Right? We can do that easy. But when you have to look inside.
Come on.
Looking inside makes you know the reality of who you are. And some of us are afraid of who we are. And some of us are afraid of who we can become. Because it is scary. It can be scary. And you gotta push on, you gotta move on. And you've done that. You're there. That makes you strong. And I'm just happy that we have strong, healing women. We're all healing. You're no different than anybody else. I'm your senator, and I'm here to tell you I'm healing. We have all survived trauma as Black women in this community, as Black people. We have survived trauma and continue to experience it. It's not about what you're going through, it's how you approach it and how you come through it. Amen. Okay? So keep on coming through. Thank you for what you've done. Congratulations. Thank you, Stephanie. Every time I see you, I know this lady alone.
I used to go to Senator Perkins' office and say, can you please make me a bunch of flyers, because I gotta go hang up Lincoln. I need another 100 because I'm sure I gotta go up to Drew Hamilton. I gotta go to projects and hang the flyers up, because the mothers need to see this when they open up their mailbox.
And the power in a person like Stephanie, I have to say this. We're from this community. We're of this community. So this is not somebody on the outside telling you how to fix yourself. Somebody who doesn't know your story, who hasn't walked your walk, who can't relate to you culturally or otherwise. This is someone who's been where you've been, who's walked the path that you've walked. And that's important, because you gotta know the whole story. So I thank you, Stephanie, for being here, because that makes you even a greater inspiration to our community. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank both of you. Thank you.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you for sharing that. That was awesome. Can't hear you.
Why, thank you. Okay. Look, I just want to say that I was so grateful to get the invitation, because this woman, I didn't know how bad she really was. And when I say bad, I mean baby. It takes a lot to go through being abused almost till you were killed, being beaten within an inch of your life. Then you raise up yourself, heal yourself enough to go get other women out. And you put together an organization that deals with all the parts, the mind, the body, the soul, their safety, to where the police now can depend on you. So I will be posting that, by the way. The full video will be posted on P2G Networks TV for you all to see the rest. She does, she has a conversation with the police commissioner, who happens to be a really good friend of hers, who started this thing with her. You know, when she was out there doing it on her own, they ran into each other and figured out they were each other's answer, you know, because this is not something that's like popular. Believe it or not, these services that she provides were not in place while they was going out, and it was getting the guys out who was beating up these women. They were coming back, and there was no protection after that. These women didn't have someone to come in and get them out. They didn't have someone to help them get a place to stay, safe to play, and get off to the family. You know what I'm saying? That didn't happen in the police department, y'all.
Right.
You know, I love it because the officer validated her, and she totally validated him, because we always see the police as, you know, what are they doing for us? You know what I'm saying? They're not doing anything. Well,
and you've seen it, you've seen it over and over again. You get an order protection. That doesn't help many times.
Yeah.
History says it. History has shown us that doesn't work.
No. No, order protection only.
Arresting them,
And order
that doesn't
protection
work
only
either.
tells them who to see. Order protection only tells them who to look for when the body is found. By then, it's too late. And Stephanie
Right.
wasn't playing that. I met some amazingly beautiful women. Oh my God. And I had to sneak out beforehand. I couldn't even catch the ceremony. I was so upset. But I have to keep my word to our students. I was in class on time. I promised them, and I let them know that I couldn't stay for the whole thing, but I did let them know. I wanted to say thank you because Stephanie and her staff said it was okay for me to post that, to share this exciting event. I want you guys to realize that these things exist, and the resources that she has is not limited to New York. You have organizations that are very similar in your towns, wherever you are. There are people you may not know how to get to, and you want to get out. If you're ready to get out, you know, one of her stories is that they went in, the cops called her. They call her all hours of the night. And they've been doing that since 2010. They were officers that were at other precincts that didn't know, but they found one officer found her in Brooklyn. We are not in the same boroughs, y'all. She
Right.
works out of Manhattan, but she works with all boroughs. And they got one of the Brooklyn guys found her because he had nowhere. They were like, the hospital was kicking her out, and the police department had nowhere to put her. He found her flyer on the wall, stamped to their wall. He found her flyer, and that family was saved, and they started doing Brooklyn.
That's another thing. Like when it's situations like that, it has to be across the board family.
Yep.
Mental health treatment, like for the kids,
Exactly.
for the neighbors, for the whole entire community. And I'm glad that you said this was going on for a while, right? She's been doing it
2010.
for
2010. I wanted to bring up some stuff because she bad. When you do what you do, it shows up. Y'all ain't got to worry about her proving it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm like, my girl is documented. She's documented. This woman does an event. We've been a part of her street events for the last couple of years, and we're going back. We're actually this year, P2G will be again on the streets of New York, Brooklyn, and the Bronx. I love it because our next one's in the Bronx, y'all. We're gonna be doing some stuff in August in the Bronx on the streets. And she invites the entire community. This woman has drawn so much funding. Okay. I have a closet of clothes to give her because at the event, she has nothing but clothes where they go down. Anyone coming can go down and just grab what they need for the babies, for the kids, clean, fresh clothing. Some brand new, some packaging brand new, donated by organizations that know what she does.
Awesome.
And get this, y'all were at a graduation. You know what that graduation was for? They had 12, 6, and 8-week programs. Okay. These women they put themselves in mental wellness trainings to teach them that love should not hurt, how to heal and find resources for yourself. And they got certified. Okay. These weren't just, they had to come. They had the moments of the things that we don't like to talk about. They had to work through it. And they had to volunteer to do it. And they had to be there every week. And the packages and stuff that she collected for their, it's like, look, this woman had so much stuff that she was giving away. Everybody got something. I had to leave early, and one of her young students pulled me in the office. She said, "Come in. You leaving? I got you. Come here." I was like, "What's the matter?" I go to this room, and there's nothing. I have a beautiful stack of lavender bedding. I wish I could have just brought it over here to show you guys. Lavender bedding, a bathroom set. She had like 40 bathroom sets sitting on the table, all stacked together for guests and students. The students who graduated got huge boxes to go home with. All stuff. She's like, y'all don't even know. Her office is filled with diapers, formula, everything a person that needs to get out there in the middle of the night needs to get their life back like that. I'm just so proud to know her. You know, when the police can't come back and do visits. They can't do that. You got to call them. They got a line. Guess who can go in? Now there's somebody who can show up.
Right.
And it doesn't have to be a fit. It's we following up. We making sure. So I want you guys to check it out. It's going to be on P2G Networks TV, and give it about 1 hour after this event. You can actually see the full video and some of the conversations and even some of the stories. They have their survivors in the room, y'all, sharing their stories. She talks to you about where this all started, but where it's going. I'm ready to throw in. I'm ready to throw in all the P2G for her. Because I'm telling you right now, she's talking about a holistic center. Who we know for that one, Miss Wanda. Come on. They have a self-care segment. I was like, I already got networks for you. I got connections. And I'm really
and the sad part is that, you know, this has been going on for so many years.
Yes.
And, you know, a good thing is that women are taking the next step to heal and to improve self-improvement and change, and their mindset also, you know, because we have this mindset that we have to, you know, stay in marriages, stay in, you know, boyfriend, the provider. We don't have money. I'm not supposed to work, you know, the way we were raised. So I am so glad that it's 2024 and women like this young lady is executing the change.
The change, exactly. Yeah. And what I was even more so, she has funding. She has been made. So Eric Adams, the mayor. I don't say much about this man. Y'all know how I feel. Okay, a lot of people feel the same way, and I don't feel that way lightly either. You know, I got my own little something about him, but you know, we do while we're where we at. I ain't blocked. Like I say, I can't knock the hustle. A brother got his job to do. I have mine. And everybody does it. But what I recognize and I love is that he recognized importance. He recognized the importance of raising this woman because there was something that she fulfilled that the city couldn't fill. So why not fund it? She is now the commissioner of the Department of Abuse. And I'm in New York City. And I'm like, we have those. The Bronx has one. Brooklyn has one.
What's it called? That office. I can't remember the name right now, but that office, it's a woman who oversees that and has been elected. And she's done a lot of changes in the Bronx.
Exactly.
You know, to move forward. And you've been on our run, our 5K in October.
I'll be on the 5K this year.
Yeah.
5K.
So the deputy, what's it called? The deputy
director.
No, it's another.
She's not the deputy director for I know.
I hate it when I can't remember. Look, it's so many levels.
Look, I want to
ask the district attorney's office. Sorry.
Right, out of the district attorney's office. That's what's up. That's amazing. And it's rightfully connected. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
The fact that these women are working with the police and the district attorney is so important. You can't stop. You can't really stop at the legals. I'm sorry, because the legals don't save your life in the middle of the night. Correct. The legals can't get the kids out the house and get a safe space for them to be in. You know what I'm saying? While this person is, you know, being turned back around into the street the same night,
right,
to come back and take their life.
So what the district attorney's office did in the Bronx was to connect with the borough president.
Come on, somebody.
And so now they're working together to make reform for the overall domestic violence. You know, how to handle it. Make sure that you have enough psychiatrists, that you have doctors, people in the medical field, people for the family and the community to get the resources that they need for mental health and financial as well.
That's important. I'm like, man, the young people there were so welcoming. When I just shared, you know, I go in a space, I share. I hadn't been there in a year. I hadn't seen them physically in a year. I called in and they were like, oh, please send us that information. I said, well, I'm coming to the graduation. She says, I'm sending you an invitation. Please come. And I wanted to make it. But you know, what concerns me is that, D, I got to ask a question. You with us? I know she's driving, guys. Y'all forgive my sister. She is driving, but she is always with us. Hi, baby.
Yeah, I'm here.
So what we're talking, you understand, we're talking about domestic violence services for the community. How does that work out in Denver?
So they have some food services, but it's not really a lot. Like they have like limited plans they try to help, but it's not really I don't think it's a big support system for it like that.
Wow. And do you see how there's such a need for this type of training? If I know if Stephanie could do a training for different programs that are there already to show them one, because I just want to let y'all know, all the states have funding for this, right? There's money. That just didn't just get made up in New York. It's not like because it's New York, we got more money than everybody else. That's from grants. They make grants for the things they need. But if you don't have someone like that to take the initiative, so Stephanie doesn't do after service. She does first service immediately, like their response, their emergency response. And that's something that we got to look at, because if the police are by themselves, the only emergency response in this, they are extremely limited to what they can do. And then they can't really get to. And one of the frustrations, I remember being at one of my tenant association meetings, and the police talked about this. And they shared with us their biggest frustration. Two things. When they go into a domestic violence, a DV call, first, they're instantly in danger. Okay. They got to go in like they're in danger of the entire situation. That's the assailant and the victim, because they don't know what the condition is mentally for both. Two, the recurrence that the victim it'll reoccur, that this will be a band-aid on the true bullet wound of the situation, and that they'll be back again, and hopefully not to collect the body. The third thing is that the officer, when y'all watch that video, I need y'all to really get that these are people. They're not machines. Officer is not it doesn't do a turn on and a human being turns off. Everything you going through, they're now going through, and they have to take that home with them. They got to see this. They got to see the results of the abuse and try to do something, anything that they can to help, which is very limited because of their position. So programs that pitch in like Warm does, they don't just give a little. They go all the way. They got these women one woman was like, I've been here with y'all since 2011. They saved her life. Almost put that woman in an insane asylum. That's where she would have went had Stephanie had not shown up that day. I'm so proud of her. My sister does exactly what I do. She does what I do. We go in. We save lives. People think financial literacy is a joke. No, if it's not helping you, I understand that. But ask the people who took our class in 2018, 2019, what 2020 was like for them. Ask them if they had food on their table because they knew how to turn crypto into cash when nobody had money. Keep their food on their table and their rent paid and a roof over their head with no heartbeat. Trying to tell you, we're out here trying to help people save themselves, and confidence with your finances is everything. It's not just something. It keeps you from needing somebody else who beats on you. I'm like, folks think people get scared when I say I teach blockchain. They go, oh Lord.
I mean, I remember where at some point they had to do a whole reform because they had to understand cultures. Like you can't be calling enforcement on a husband, you just could, in some cultures you couldn't do that.
Exactly.
So, there were codes created for women in those situations where they're in need of help. They know what to say, how to say it, how to call the codes. We have a code. And that's amazing. And we should be knowledgeable about those codes.
Oh my God. Where do we find things like that?
Oh, I'll create a whole list and we can talk about it next week
Okay.
if you
Yes,
want.
yes,
Yeah.
we will. And actually, we have a guest next week. Liquid
Okay.
Burns. How's her product coming?
So Liquid Burns is not going to be in next week
Oh
because
no.
remember it's a
Okay.
holiday, the 5th. So
We're not
we
gonna do her
gotta.
pre-record.
Well, we can. I haven't heard back from her, but we'll talk about it.
I want to get. I'm getting her product. That's why I should get her
Oh,
product
okay.
before the
Okay.
show is due.
And
So
yeah, can you
I'm
tell my
looking.
hair is longer?
So Liquid Burns is one of our guests. She will be a guest.
Yes.
And you'll get to know her
So
product line and her amazing marketing as well as her branding. It is phenomenal and looking forward to teaching, to sharing
yeah,
that young lady's contribution to our world out here. I'm trying
she's
to
from
tell
the
you, we
West
got some
Coast.
badass black girl magic, baby. And by the way, for those who keep going, oh, black girl, get over yourself. Because if you're hung up on the word black, then you're being held out of a place you were already welcome. My sisters, black is the color of my hat, not my skin. So let's get busy. All right. Moving forward, I just wanted to share that with you. I hope you guys don't mind me sharing
Thank
my
you.
heart and what is really mattering to in me and the world. I can't wait till our first event. It's gonna be dope. I'm recording the whole thing. Bronx streets with the P2G. That's what I'm talking about.
Bronx streets, girl.
Yes, yes.
It's tough out here.
I
They say if
know.
you can make it alive in the Bronx, you good. It don't
You ain't
matter where
never
you
lie,
go.
girl. You ain't never lie. So we have a lot of stuff going on, and I know that. And speaking of which, I was gonna get Dad. Where are you at? I was trying to ask a question because when I went out to visit Dazzle in Denver, I was there for the 420 event. It was phenomenal, and Al and I decided to go out on foot. We were like, okay, we're gonna take the bus and do some local stuff like the locals. We're not gonna take the cabs, and so I had a little fun. And I got to learn a little history from Dazzle and some of her, her friends out there. They were telling us about an area that is called the Harlem of Denver because he said they went through the Harlem Renaissance at the same time. They had the same type of
Okay.
Renaissance that we had here in Harlem with the music and the art. And it's a certain portion of their town that really focuses that. There you go, baby girl. We're talking about your town in Denver and the Harlem Renaissance area that you shared with me. Do you mind sharing a little bit about how that developed? I just thought it was so amazing to be in a space that had at least had the experience of what we were getting from walking through our Harlem streets.
So we have an area, the Five Points, and they call it the Harlem of the West, and it's where like in like the Harlem Renaissance era where the jazz players they would stay down in this little area here in Denver. Like we have hotels and stuff that can't be tore down that the performers would stay at. Can't hear you.
Y'all, please forgive me. I am having the worst tech time today, baby girl. So they're historical landmarks. I take it.
Yes.
Okay, that's what those were. I'm really excited because I would love to do a tour. Do they have those?
Um, it's not really a tour, but I
Mhm.
mean you can visit it.
Okay. You can visit some of the buildings and stuff like that.
Hmm.
Awesome. Well, good. We know what we doing when I come back.
Yeah.
I'll be staying for longer to be a little more social. We'll stay longer to have a little social time, hang out. Honey, I
Yeah.
had such a ball. Miss D happens to be one of the best hostess that I can imagine, that you can imagine. I got some amazing footage of a very historical park. Um, the people that they love their town, and you can tell. People respect their place of living. And so much so that park was wild, girl. I'm like, dang. Everywhere we drove, it was like, okay, that's that. And this lady built this up, and this is the mayor from this time and his wife. And there's this entire circle with Martin Luther King and Rosa Parks, and Gandhi, and even Thurgood. It wasn't Thurgood Marshall. It was Who was the other one, Mama? Who was the other one? Frederick Douglass. And I was just blown away because they spoke about the contributions and how it's remembered in this whole area. And, I'll share with you guys my footage next week. If we're going to be on like this next week, I'll share with you the footage that I took of my trip to Denver, because it was so much more than just going to the festival. It was so much more than just, passing through and playing around. We had so much fun just discovering Denver. And girl, I'm going to tell you, you got to take me on the trails.
Yes.
You could see them, y'all. You could see, like, wherever you looked, turning a circle, and you could see the mountains. I'm like,
actually go up the way, because it's called Dinosaur Ridge, so it's not far from my house. Yeah, and it's exactly what it sounds. But wild sage grows there, so yeah.
Now I've seen wild sage. I'm digging that, y'all. I really am. We got to go discover some. We got to discover some peaceful life. You know what I'm saying? Peaceful. We all certified. That's what's up. And yes, we are dragging you too, Miss Salty Coffee. Don't even try to get out of it.
Oh, I don't mind discovering new places. I'm always somewhere new.
Yes, she is. This woman don't know how to keep her feet down. I'll be like, Dad, where were you with that picture? I love it.
I could go back to my pictures and I'm like, I went there.
Even you can't remember. Look at it. Dazzle.
It's just
I
good.
told you
It's
she
good,
hot
though.
mess. She hot mess.
New York has a lot of upstate mountains and stuff. Yeah, so
and
I would love to go.
That's where I go shopping. Don't tell these folks I ain't shopping in their stores. True. I eat the food where the big people, where the rich people eat. That's where I go. Don't ask me why where the rich people eat is cheaper. It's cheaper to eat where the rich people eat.
You know why?
Good Lord.
I want to know if you're gonna ask Daz, what would you do if you had to escape Denver?
Oh Lord.
And the code to leave Denver, whatever bridge you're in, like you had to evacuate.
Mm-hmm.
And then the only way to evacuate was not an ID, was not how much money or cryptocurrency you have. You had to recite the Pledge of Allegiance.
I knew she was gonna say this one.
Would you make it out? That's the question for all the listeners tonight. Would you make it out?
Make it out. I don't know if I would make it out.
With all the crypto money you have.
I thought that was just me.
Because we had a conversation about why is it that as children we were indoctrinated into learning these things. Why do we have to do this every day? Why do we have to be patriotic? Why do we have to learn what the flag represents? Why do we have to, why? And a lot of people are opposed to it today based on, how their people were mistreated and still to this day mistreated, but let's just say one day they come in and everybody has to evacuate. There's a pandemic. And in order for you to get out, you have to know the Pledge of Allegiance. What would you do?
I have to go within and hope I remember.
She probably gonna Google it. She's like, excuse me, give me 1 minute.
So, these are the things that we can talk about in Black Girls in Web3 to get deep into the history of why we were being taught certain things. Because we also talked about swimming. There's certain religions where parents are responsible to teach their children how to swim. Why is that? So why is it that we haven't learned about financial literacy? Why aren't we being taught that? And what is going to be the code to get there?
So I tell you, I'm gonna be honest. I would make it, because as I was just thinking about what the words were, and it just comes back like I'm so indoctrinated, it's disgusting, because I remember every word of the Star Spangled Banner as well as the Pledge of Allegiance, because we had to say it every morning. I pledge allegiance to the flag.
In addition to that, I had to learn the Black anthem. which last year was the first year that they played it in the university that I work in. And I almost cried.
Really?
I almost cried. And people are like, what's wrong with you?
It's the first time they've ever recognized.
First time. No one knew what that was. And that's even sadder. Because we had to learn it in elementary school. Because I grew up in the polo grounds.
Okay.
And yeah, so we had to learn that. There were people in my community that taught me, you know,
the national anthem,
the history,
Black national anthem, because because you must know how to represent yourself. Well, that is at least in the 70s when I was a kid. That's why it was.
Right.
You were American, and then you were African American. That was born in the 70s, so you know.
Right.
We weren't Black. We were African American. Okay, and that's something that our young people don't get anymore. They don't get it. They remove prayer, but they also remove the national anthem. So believe in nothing while you are in school and know not who educates you. Ain't it crazy? Look, it works for somebody. Maybe not.
And in some states, they want to bring the Bible back into schools, into public schools, based on our federal funding.
Well, I could tell you that that's not going to win over, because that means that they're going to break a fundamental rule of the Constitution. So unfortunately, that's not something that was up for grabs. That actually had to leave for a good reason. I want you guys to realize that we don't need our children fighting battlegrounds in school. We don't need that. That's too much pressure. And when you do that, you actually alienate students. So you will never see a Muslim in a Catholic school. They will not do it. You'll never see a Hindu, a person that practiced Hinduism, in a Catholic school or in a Muslim school. It just doesn't, it's not in their interest. So it makes no sense now that we have all religions being respected separately from school. You're accepted, but you cannot practice. And it cannot be a practice of the school. Because can you imagine all the kids going to school having to remember all those religions? Because you can't just put one there. Once Christianity comes in, so does everybody else. And now our children are fighting. Don't confuse our babies. They're already being indoctrinated for stuff they don't understand in the first place. We don't need to we don't need to start them for war right now. And what happens is with that thinking, we came to it made us think about a movie.
A
movie came to mind when we were talking about the bridges. That's how we started this.
Crossing the bridge,
I will share this with you. It's a lot of bridges in New York, man.
This is just in Manhattan.
How you gonna do this?
Thank you.
There are 21 bridges in and out of Manhattan. Shut them down.
What? Did you say shut them down?
3 rivers, close them. 4 tunnels, block them. Stop every train that leaves the island. Amtrak, Path, New Jersey Transit, LIRR, Metro North, and loop the subways. Then, we flood the island with blue.
You can't make films alone. IMDb Pro is the...
Okay, he was not joking. Dude, shut it down. I didn't know there was 21 bridges in Manhattan alone. Okay, between the tunnels that we have, the underground, the above, I count me, what I could see. Okay, what I have seen driving from one end to the other, I maybe saw 6. I might have missed a few. Brother gotta let a sister know. And I didn't realize that we had been walking across. We have some walk across bridges. They still cross water, but you drive across and you walk across, and they look like just part of the road. And there's several of those in Manhattan alone. D, I'm going to ask a question. How is Denver set up? Is it set up as part of the whole part of the land? Or do you have islands at all? Do you have any islands that are cut off by bridges?
No.
Thank God.
Mm-hmm.
It's
They
all
call us
one
the
part
big
of
state because we're actually boxed in. We're landlocked.
y'all landlocked. How do you feel about that? Damn. You muted, baby girl.
It's good. Cause I mean I like the mountains because they kind of guard us from a lot of stuff. I don't really do like that flatland.
I ain't mad at you. She'd be like, anything could be coming over there. Too out in the open. I've always wanted to, literally live like in a mountainous area. I have a husband who dreams of having a lake filled with fish so he can fish every day. I'm like, I don't know who you are, but I'm not eating fish the rest of my life because you keep catching them. It's like he will go, he goes fishing, and when he goes fishing, we eat a lot of fish for a long time. But I am grateful that these things are in our space and they're possible. We have spaces to go to and wide open spaces to not just visit, but be in. I'm glad to be welcome in so many states. I love it. I love the invitations. I'm like, Dad, we having a hard time where to get this land at. Everybody's like, come here, come here. And Denver is one I'm going to be looking at, Miss Lady. We coming, all right? I'm really excited because this summer is like the first summer we've gotten a break. Knock on whatever wood we can get because it's crazy out here. Good Lord. I'm not superstitious, but I work whatever. Make sure this summer goes smooth. Guys, I want you to know that P2G is just getting started. This is the summer of blockchain learning. We are passing it on. We're going to be out in the streets. Actually, we already started out in the streets. People are like, one woman said, I used to work for P2G. I said, ma'am, I own that company. I never met you before. She said, you don't mean pathways to graduation? I said, oh, okay. So that's a difference. We are P2G, Pennies to Gold Networks. She said, wow, what do you do? And of course, she's looking forward to next week's class. She took a flyer and she was like, can I talk to you? We got some people, you work with churches? I was like, yes, I do. As a matter of fact, we do. We have a movement happening called the Summer Blockchain Events. And every time we're at an event, so is the blockchain. Boy, it's going to get interesting this summer. Having a lot of fun building a movement with others who are moving. What's going on in Denver, baby? How are we moving the blockchain out there? How's our Fridays? Is it Friday or Saturday? Am I on the wrong day? I sometimes get that way. Your elevated experience. How is it going?
The next one is July 20th.
Ooh. Are you going to do a virtual thing so we could be a part of the turn up?
Yeah, I'm looking into doing that because I got a tablet now. So.
Sucker. I got the tech genius. And we want to make sure that you and your families get access to all of the amazing things that are here, Denver, Brooklyn, Bronx, you name it.
What we've just now started, what we're actually starting next week is we're going to be able to open it up to where people who have Denver Health Medicaid and Colorado Access Medicaid will be able to come to the classes.
All right. I'm digging it down. Let's get it popping. See, what we're trying to do is let you know that people are this is important. Blockchain is not new, lovies. It's older than Bitcoin, older than any coin. And it's become mainstream, just like your wide web. Everybody got a www now. Very soon you're going to have a Web3. We're ahead of our time, ladies. We're ahead of our time. Let's get it going. Let's get it popping. And I'm loving it. The class for the digital financial literacy is growing and it is popping, y'all. We have a lot of fun. They're enjoying themselves. Folks are calling. They are calling me, by the way, letting me know what they need and what the digital help that they need. And it is just amazing watching people grow through this process because it's a bit of a struggle, but you get the aha moments. You know what I'm saying? You're getting the aha moments when people get it. They get it.
And you know what's interesting? That I'm thinking about 1990, 1992, when we were introduced to the World Wide Web.
That's right.
As a employee. There's a gap. There's a generational gap who don't understand the foundation of programming with what's out here today. So the good thing about Generation X, you, D, myself, and I don't know if D is old, but we understand the foundation of the World Wide Web throughout. So we started with what, Windows 1.3 or whatever, remember?
3.1.
Well, first of all, we did database, programming.
Y'all
So we
remember
had a
database?
programmer.
Look at beautiful. Look at gorgeous.
Hey, Dad.
That's what I'm talking about. She on y'all.
So, and then we transitioned to Windows, and then Windows 1.3. Well, I don't even know what it is today. But
get that I broke one of them databases by accident.
Yeah,
I did. I broke my boss's first computer.
the dot matrix printer.
Oh God!
So like
Daisy
our
wheels.
generation, we know the foundation of technology in that sense. We know when digital became analog, went to digital. So we really on board with. We're, like you said, we're way ahead of the game. And for those people who miss that gap, where, because like if you missed it and you were born into it, that's it. You were born with everything already there.
Yeah.
The GPS is already there. You don't even know how to read a map. So, and that's really,
oh my God, don't even speak of paper.
But that's why we went back into that conversation.
Yeah.
What are we teaching our children? Because if they had to know the code for freedom, we need to get people to understand blockchain, to understand cryptocurrency, to understand, that language.
Exactly. We talked about that under our inheritance. If your kids had to inherit everything from you, D, what would they have to know?
Oh, how to access.
Hello.
Yes. See?
So we need to make sure that they're with us. Yeah, we need to make sure that they're with us.
Yes.
Every step of the way.
So one of the reasons why our Crypto Kids program, and it's amazing because we have two children's programs. We have the ones that are with the Winners Club, the Winners Tribe, and then we have the one that's on P2G associated with the TCC program. And they're all the same damn thing. It's just we've got so much for these young people and the families. I'm like, freaking, it's a family thing. Why do we have people telling me, oh, I'm going to send my grandbaby? I said, you better get on class. You don't want no money.
People are so scared. And I don't know why people are so scared.
So I had to tell you, when I was at the program, I saw Stephanie come in. Her students were there. I'm sorry, I keep calling them students. These are her coworkers, her employees. They were there to greet me, and I was sharing with them, what I'm introducing. I sent our letter out to them, and I'm just waiting because they're off today, so they're gone until Monday. And what happens is that they were really excited. So when I told Stephanie, I said, hey, Steph, I'm coming. I'm bringing you digital financial literacy. You're going to be learning about blockchain, but cryptocurrency. She looked at me like, we're going to talk about that. Did you give me your paperwork? I said, your people got all of my paperwork for you. You just finished what you're doing right now, and we are going to talk because I know that face. I was like, I know that face. The older generation are very leery, especially if they're currently working with government. Okay. They're very leery of that language. And I think what people aren't understanding is that our community don't have education in this. We don't have the foundation, so we keep getting robbed. We keep trusting people. And what P2G is here to do is to bring you the resources from honest, reputable people who have the same goal, to educate people, not sell you a new thing. I tell folks, you better try before you buy. We have free classes. Sit down and find out if this is for you or not. But find out the truth and don't believe us. Research what we say. Google is out there and it got AI. Ain't nothing wrong. You get it all.
Right.
So it kind of gets me that people are still so afraid. I'm like, Dad, come on now. You the doorway, you the key. You the key to all of this, all these people getting free. We got your last step. And when I say that, I'm talking to the churches, I'm talking to people with these movements, I'm talking to everybody who's out there trying to do something and don't have access to real financial literacy. You give everybody everything. If I could show you how to come up, we could do a come up, but if you can't hold on to the money, it all comes from a lack of financial literacy. I could give you $1 million right now, you'd be broke in a few weeks and not be accountable because you don't have financial literacy. You don't have the foundation of money. I'm learning the foundation of money, and people go, oh, that's a lot. I'm like, keep doing it. I got this from repetition. I've been doing this since 2018, every week, twice a week. Actually, we were full. I ain't gonna lie. I was burning out. I was 5 days a week at one time. Yo, we had classes for everything, 5 days a week, because people just kept coming. We're back to classes. Only we got way more to offer and way more people than me to do it. Okay. I'm so excited for the future, but I'm a little scared too, because I already know what people, the scammers, got in mind for you. I already know what folks are looking at when they tell me things like, yo, something like Kelly Clarkson is talking to me on Facebook. I'm like, no, she's not, honey. That's a scammer. Well, they didn't ask me for anything yet. We got cyber safety courses for the user. You know what I'm saying? You looking to build your business, but you can't bring you can't even bring your whole message together visually for somebody to see. Well, what do you see above my head? You see
private consultation.
Who?
The Ms. Ruby.
You're gonna see Salty Coffee over here, and she has a Canva course that teaches you how to put the colors right and think about your customer's mentality when you're picking what you're doing. Learn who your customer is,
and your own mentality, your own. What is your business? What is your brand?
That's right. We got Daniel down there. For some odd reason, this woman don't know how to stop working. She don't know how to calm down when it comes to making money. I know. That's why I love her. That's the sister right there that'll tell you. She'll be like, I got something for that. If she say I got something for that one more time. D, I'm talking about you. Yes, I am. Because every time we've talked about something, she was like, let me show you. Okay, we did this back on her website, and boom, there's a class for it. Boom, there's a how to get this done. I go on her platform and I literally study. I find places to study. Thank you so much for access. Thank you very much. I just let you know right now. Thank you, sister. I appreciate you. Because your platform got access. And I remind folks that the network equals your net worth, and mine is great. Okay, all of us got some strong networks, so you can only imagine the worth. And it ain't stopping. I tell people I've had money since 2018 that I could tell you still making money. I could tell you where the account is. I know where that money is. Can anybody tell me about what the paycheck they got back last week, where it's at now, right now? There's a lot of people who are working can't tell you where the money from last week's paycheck went. They look at their bills and tell you where it went. But is it still showing up in your account? Mine is. They got date and time stamps called the blockchain. Crazy, right? And nobody else has to tell me. I just go in my phone and be like, do. Private access, all controlled by me. Because I took the time to learn and to master it by teaching you. And that's what we're looking for. P2G is growing. We want more programs. Now, we do have a vetting process. You have to qualify. Everybody can't be in here. We don't do everything. But we do what works. And what we do works. People learn, they adapt, they do, and they grow. A lot of times we put stuff down like exercise, right, y'all? We start something, start a regimen. It's working for us. We see them pounds coming off. And next thing you know, we're going to go start eating ice cream cake, You know, what did I do to myself? How did I get here?
But you got to get back to it.
That's right. Get back on
Get
the
on
horse.
the scale,
That's
assess it, and get back to it.
yes. Because it's only one you. This is the only. This is it. It's all you got. It's the only time you're gonna get. So do it now. Get up and start. Dust yourself off and start again. Because that's what we did. That's right. And I love it, Daz. You're gonna have to tell people about your book. That mindset book is powerful. Is that it behind you?
No,
is that the book or the site?
No, yeah, that's the site behind me.
Did you want to tell them about this book? I was like, I said, my friend wrote this. Like, I know somebody who wrote a book that is changing my life.
It's the Checkup from the Neck Up combo. So it's 2 books. It's the 30 Days to Success workbook, and then So I Thought, the story of my subconscious reprogramming journey. And basically, I found different tips and techniques to help just correct your mind and for success. Like a lot of times we say we want it, but we're not thinking right. Our actions, our daily activities ain't right. So it's a fun way to kind of really get a picture of what you want and make it come true.
That's what I'm talking about. So I wanted to just share with you. You made me remember something that I just started sharing with people, and then I kind of let it slide a little. But then I said, I have a validation of what you said. In 2010, that's what it was. 2010, I had made a decision about myself. I started reading the book called the not The Gift, because The Gift is the second one, The Power. Okay. No, The Secret, because The Power, The Secret, and The Gift are all 3 books in it. I've started with The Secret. I had never read the other 2. And in The Secret, it said you have to create a visual of what you want. And this was with the weight loss. You had to live as though and create a visual for yourself to get a mental picture stuck here. Even if you didn't see it, you could see it every day. You stop seeing it over time. And at some point it would manifest. So I took a picture. I wanted to lose weight. I was almost 400 pounds. I was up in the 380s, almost 90s. And I'm only 5'10". That is not a healthy me. I was in pain all the time, and I didn't realize how miserable that I was. But I wanted to do something about it. So I began to work on my mind. I began to look for ways to heal my mind because I was becoming sad. And so with that, I said, you know what? I'll try anything. And all I did was I took a picture. I went to a magazine. Y'all know Takara, the plus size model? She ain't so plus size no more. But at the time, Takara was 200 pounds, 5'10", lovely and luscious. I love that girl's shape. I was like, I want that. And she's my complexion. So I go and I find a picture of her in this jean outfit and a jacket similar, because I like my denim, you know. And she got her denim on with the pants and the heels. I can't do the heels, but the heels was bad. And I took my picture of my head and cut it off and put it on top of there. I put it on top of the magazine over hers. And I put that on my wall. It was on my refrigerator probably for just a few weeks, because I think my family was like wondering, what the hell is this? Mom, is that you? You know, I was like, it's mine. It's okay. I took it down after they, had their little fun with it. And I put it inside my book. And somehow that book got lost. And it was lost for years. Baby girls, I found that book 2 years after weight loss surgery. I went through the book. Oh, I was looking through the books trying to, y'all know how we purge stuff and everything. Someone told me you want to purge old paperwork. So inside it was that paper, but I thought it was a picture. I thought it was me. I showed Al, I was like laughing and stuff. I showed my husband Al that picture. He says, Ruby, oh my God, that's you. He said, when did you take this picture? I said, Alvin, I didn't take that picture. That's a picture of Takara. He said, look at yourself. That's you. I was 210, 5'10", 210, and I had that same structure. I did not realize I completely manifested it. And D, your book made me remember that. So you know what I'm doing right now, right? I got pictures all over everywhere. I got my pictures up, baby. I ain't playing no games. I got the body structure because I got to go back down again. I got my COVID weight. So I'm going to get my COVID weight off. But I got the mindset. It's a picture I build in my mind along with the words I say to myself now, the words that are on the list and off the list. And I talk about it. I share it. I don't keep it anymore to myself. And thank you, Dee. And also, what is it? Brooklyn Bruja with your breath work. Okay. The BK Bruja was no joke because now I'm taking breaths, I'm thinking, and I'm talking. And I'm manifesting. I did it with my wealth. Now, why can't I do it with my health and my life and everything in it? It's time to move. I got my land coming. I'm like, dang. And anytime and anything that you guys want, you can have. So get Dazz's book. Go to her website. That's what Dazz can do. What Dazz do. What Dazz do, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's on what Dazz do. I want to make sure I give it to them properly. So I'm going to make sure I'm going to put this in the comments. What Dazz do. Dot what? Remind me.
Club.
I love it. What Dazz do. Club. Because it may I got the book because I went to the event. Y'all should have came to the event. I'm just saying, be there next year because there'll be some goodies. All right. I'm starting to do Miss Wanda do. I'm going to get all the books and read them up. I got to get this info. I'm currently in Kimmy's book, at assessing this. I'm loving it. Kimmy, we talked about Kimmy, the ultimate guide to dispatching. This is truckless trucking. You make more money than you could if you bought a damn truck. Come on now. And you get to work anywhere you want. That's the sister teaching people how to make their income, to get out of it, raise your children, go on vacation, have the income. And then we're teaching you what to do with the damn income so the kids, when they get older, they don't have to worry about it no more. So let's get it popping, y'all. It's about that time. Ladies, what are we up to this week? Let's tell them about what's happening during our week. Dee, we'll start with you.
So today we have the After Dark monthly meetup. It's the last Friday of every month.
Ooh, yeah.
And then just our normal scheduled program.
All right.
Crypto.
That's right. That's right. That's what's up. For us, we have tonight's show. We're excited. We're exactly grateful with great gratitude that we all have joined us. And those who are listening to the replay, God bless you. And keep coming. Click the button to P2G and go to class. Pick a class that you want to learn because we're doing some interesting things and keeping it simple, not rocket science. Also, guess what tomorrow is? Saturday. And on Saturdays, we do introduction to what?
That is correction.
Where you correct your status and start getting some peace of mind around these legals y'all are dealing with. And this money, oh my God. Anybody having issues with their credit right now? Y'all trying to build up some credit, but clean up what you got and you ain't got dough? Well, there are rules to changing that. Let's go do that. I tell people, get your credit right with no money. Come on. And when I tell you no money, I mean no physical fiat cash. Capiche? So come learn what that's all about and learn the real rules. Now, Miss Salty Coffee is a bad mama jamma on a Sunday. What we do that day, baby girl?
Self-Care Sunday at 11 a.m. on Stereo App Live. And then you can find the replay on my website. But this Sunday, I had a call from my youngest daughter who had a serious car accident. And, you know,
God bless her.
I just like froze because I was like, what do I do? Who do I call? I was literally leaving my office with the phone in my hand to go catch a flight to just go see her.
That's right.
And she didn't even know what hospital she was. So the conversation is going to be about emergency. Are you prepared? Emergency preparedness for if you got a phone call from a loved one, if, you know, what do you do? Who do you call? Or if something happens to you, will anybody know that something happened to you? Do you have something with you to identify who you are? So that's going to be the conversation Sunday. So make sure you come in or come into the replay. And then Sundays, I also have session 1s and session 2 on how to build your brand with Canva. It's a lot more different, but I recommend for you to do the free introductory course on Mondays.
Right.
And that's at 7 p.m. Eastern time. You can register on the P2G Network's website, and everything is ready. The courses are ready. The people who came last week, they had a ball. They were like, I have a lot of work to do.
Exactly.
Because it's important for you to understand what you're going to be learning in the sessions. So the introductory, I have to give it to you like it is in real time. Like, if you don't have this, it makes no sense to come take this course.
Wow. Thank you. Oh my God. You know how helpful that is. Some people, you just show up to their class wherever you at and you'd be like, Dag, I should have. No, baby. In this platform, we have syllabus, prerequisites, and information before you get to us. We want you there and prepared. We don't want you shocked. And if you're a visitor to a first-time session, just bring a pen and paper, take notes, and then come again, because we got you. All right.
And you can come unlimited Mondays.
Yes. You know what I'm saying? Keep getting it till you get it. Let's go, ladies. It's time. Let's give them their weekend and tell them how beautifully welcome they are. Peace, love, and
see you later.